Hello, everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations. And you're with Simon today. And I'm excited to be doing the next month's forecast for everyone. And just basically going to be sharing some of my thoughts and perspective on the upcoming transits and just giving us a little bit more heads up in terms of what to look out for, how to integrate, and just basically navigate the energy that's coming our way in a way that's less bumpy than what it would be if we were a little bit more unconscious to it. Now, before I go ahead and jump into that, there's a couple of things that I just want to share quickly. Firstly, in the comments below, I really would like it for you to share a little bit about how your last month was, okay? And just kind of, I'm always excited to read the types of experiences that you might have had during your transit. And just an overall, if you feel like if you would like to share, it's not something you have to absolutely do, but I'm always excited to just hear what you guys have to say in terms of your own experience, and maybe it gives a sense of objectivity around how your own transits were occurring. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was after doing the first series of forecasts, a lot of souls wrote to me, a lot of people wrote to me, whether in the comments or private email, etc., just asking, should I watch the rising sign? Now, I don't suggest that. I would say that that would also complicate things as well. So if you're really sensitive to your psyche and you really are aware of the dynamics that are taking place for you, then watching your rising sign, so in my case, it's Aquarius, I would watch Aquarius and I would watch Scorpio, right? Sun sign Scorpio, rising sign Aquarius. And then finally, I just wanted to let everybody know on the 8th of January 2017, yes, that is the new year for us who are following the Gregorian calendar, I'm having a webinar, okay? And in the description below is a link to book your place. And the webinar is basically a forecast for the year ahead. And I'll be hosting that for anybody that wishes to join. And just basically talking about the year ahead, looking at the types of dynamics that are going to be taking place, certain transits, etc. And there'll be a questions and answers after that as well. So I'm really excited to be holding that space, and I'm going to put a lot of effort into creating a very nice visual experience for you. So if you want to experience that, like I said, in the description below is a link, and you can go ahead and book your place, okay? All right, everyone. So with that being said, let's jump straight into our sun sign videos and have fun. Hello, my Capricorn friends, and welcome to the sun sign forecast for January 2017. I hope you're well. And like I said in the introduction video, I just want to share with you some of my thoughts and give some information about what's actually transpiring for you guys as 2017 begins. Now, draw your attention over to the sun. The sun is transiting Capricorn itself, so it's in your first house of your astrological chart. So happy birthday, everybody. The sun's been there since the 20th of December. So, of course, this has very much been a time for you where you've paid a lot of attention to your personal life direction, okay? And, whenever the sun transits the first house, there's always a feeling of new vitality. There's always a sense of, look at me, now wanting to pay attention to myself. What are my goals? What are my directions in life? And an overall sense of new definition, okay? It's a solar cycle. And so most of you would also be drawing up your solar return charts as well, and I highly recommend doing that. In fact, to me, solar return charts are one of the most important charts to draw for you because it gives you a really, really powerful overview of the year that's happening for you. And there's an incredible amount of depth that comes through understanding your Pluto in your charts. So yeah. Now, I actually do solar return readings as well. So if you're interested in, wanting to look at that over there, you can always contact me via email or check out the stuff on my website, the services on my website. But the reason why I'm saying that this is a really big month for everybody, and in particular, for you guys, your Pluto has been in Capricorn, and it has been in the first house of your astrological chart. So you guys have been really, really, really digging up all the emotional stuff around what is your life direction? Where are you going? What is this experience for you? And because Aries, which is the first house, is such an experimental energy. It's so uncomfortable to feel like you know exactly where you're going with your life, because it's always consistently changing based on how you feel. And so as the sun transits this first house, it kind of amplifies this feeling for you of like, okay, so this is what I've been doing. Does this feel comfortable for me? Does this feel right for me? You know, and I feel like it's getting to a point where the life direction is making a little bit more sense. You know, correct me if I'm wrong if you're still having this experience, but I feel like because Pluto has transited a long time in Capricorn, you've had a long time to have that emotional breakdown, a long time to figure out where everything's going. And now there's a kind of like, okay, I can feel like I can sense what is right for me. What do I feel comfortable with, right? And so as the sun enters this period of time for you, I feel like this will be more about a solidification, more of a, okay, I can feel like this experience for me could work for me. I feel like I can be stable here, right? So as the sun transits this first house for you, these stories will come up, these questions will come up. Am I in the right place? Do I feel comfortable with my life direction? Do I feel like this is how I'm really expressing myself? And so on and so forth, okay? Now, Mercury is also playing a big role in this process, but not necessarily right now, right? Because Mercury is retrograde, and it really has been playing more in your 12th house than it has in the Capricorn signature. And you can see there on the 3rd of January, Venus enters Pisces, and on the 4th, over there, you can see that Mercury enters Sagittarius and goes back into your 12th house. Now, this is a very significant thing because Saturn transiting your 12th house has really been about this hermit-like experience. You know, you've really had to relinquish a lot of your power around authority and feeling of emotional growth. You've really had to get stuck in with experiences where you've learned that there are forces outside your control that are dictating the way that you've been going with life. Now, as Mercury transits that 12th house, it kind of just brings up those questions again around, did you make the right choice? Did you feel like this was the thing that you could have done in the situation? But I think if I had to be completely honest, I would say that Mercury entering that 12th house is very much just about coming back into your mind and just being quieter with your experience and feeling what your life has been like for the last 3 months, you know, and really getting in touch with those deeper emotions and how those emotions are connected with your thinking patterns, okay? Now, Mercury will go direct on the 8th of January. And as you guys know, on the 8th of January, I'm actually having a webinar series, and that will be highlighting the forecast of 2017. So if you want to join that, in the description below is a link, okay? Now, I want to draw your attention here quickly. Look at this. Uranus and the moon connection, Pluto and the sun connection, that's a very big deal. And Mercury is, at this point in time, about to go direct, right? Okay, there you can see it's stationary. And this is a big deal because that Moon-Uranus connection is going to create a flash of insight, right? The sense of new direction. This Pluto-Sun connection is going to say, okay, I'm done with the old, right? And that Mercury stationary is going to be filled with the insights where you're going to mentally say to yourself, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, I don't want to go along this road in this way anymore. I need to change my definitions. All right. And that ties in beautifully with the full moon that's taking place on the 12th, right? As you can see there on the 12th. Now look at this. The moon's 22 degrees, the sun's 22 degrees, Jupiter's 22 degrees, and Uranus is 20 degrees, right? So you've got this huge cardinal square that's taking place in the chart there. Look at that. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, and Cancer. And this is all about emotional new direction. This is all about emotional exploration in a place that's never ever been done before. Okay? Cardinal energy is all about change. So the initiation of change, should I say. So what we've got here in terms of a collective shift is an entirely new way of wanting to see things, an entirely new way of wanting to perceive things, an entirely new way of wanting to experience things. And for you guys, that's very, very, very much about this for you, I mean, because you've got this cardinal energy anyway, this is very much about self-identity, right? So again, you're going to shift yourself. You're going to say, okay, this is what I've been doing up until this point in time. This is this is the direction I want to be going in. And how do I feel about this? And for everyone, this is going to be about how do I feel about my life right now? And for you guys, particularly, how do I feel about my life direction? How do I feel about the sense of meaning that I give it? Where do I want to exist? What do I want to do? Etc. What is my purpose? Okay. So this is going to be a big deal. And as we move out of January, like the beginning phase of January, we start shifting into the latter parts of it, we've got then the sun entering Aquarius, which you can see there. There we go. The sun entering Aquarius on the 19th of January. There it is there. And so as the sun enters Aquarius, it leaves your first house, and there's this shift in reality from self-orientation, self-direction, self-sense of purpose to what are my values? What is my abundance? Where are my resources? What are my needs? Here's this new direction, but how do I facilitate this process? Okay. So this is a big deal for you, because once we have the sun enter Aquarius, the whole entire story is going to shift for you in a big way, where it's going to be, okay, this is my new space. This is my new perception. This is my new reality. And now I'm going to begin to focus on my worth. Okay. My abundance. What do I bring to the table? Right. And if we move later on into January, look what happens here just before we hit a new moon. Okay. We've got Moon, Mercury, and Pluto all in the first house, and they're all making that connection. And this is just before the new moon takes place. This entire process on the 25th of January, we're going to have this emotional release where we're going to be feeling like the purpose, the life direction, the sense of meaning, what we want to connect to, what is our philosophy, etc. All of that's just going to be completed. It's like the whole of 2016 and especially December is going to make sense for us. It's going to be culminated, and we're going to release that process. And we're going to be then facing a new direction. And that's what's going to happen, I feel, with this new moon that takes place for us on the 27th of January. This new moon in Aquarius revitalizing a sense of purpose. And that purpose is, right, where are my values? And as I said before, again, it's all in your solar second house. Okay? Now, what's fascinating about this process is the very next day, on the 28th, Mars enters Aries, and the story is going to go from frustration, confusion, angst, emotional anxiety, end of December 2016, pretty much kind of going through a process of shifting my perspective and having epiphanies and insights, beginning of 2017, January, to the end of January going, this is how I want to look at January. This is how I want to perceive it. This is how I want to look at January. And for you, it's about your values. It's about your resources. It's about what you can give, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right, guys. So I hope that you enjoyed this forecast, and don't forget to sign up for the webinar that's taking place for us on the 8th of January. And until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.